Howdy folks, thanks for stopping in at Dad's Toolbox. In today's video, we're going to make a mead called a Pyment. Stick around. Alright, so in today's video, I'm going to assume that you've seen the previous videos. If not, hit that link up above there and check them out. And that way you'll be caught up. Because I'm going to not necessarily skip over some steps, but I'm not going to explain them as much as I have in the past. Let's go ahead and start out with our ingredients. Okay, so our first and most important ingredient for a Pyment is grape juice. Now you can go ahead and scoff that I bought this 100% great value grape juice, but I got it for a good price at Walmart. And the most important thing is if you go through the ingredients list, let me get that glare out of the way. Nowhere on there do you see any kind of preservatives. There's no sorbates or anything. And that's what you're looking for because you don't want the sorbates to kill your yeast. So according to this, it's grape juice from concentrate with some added vitamins. So 100% grape juice. That's what makes a Pyment. We've also got our honey over here. We've got 2.5 pounds left over from another video. This is going to be the same great value clover honey. I've had it soaking in the hot water to loosen it up. And we're going to use a different yeast today. This is the Lalvin D47. Now this is real popular with mead makers because it is a gentler yeast than the previous one we used, the EC1118. It's supposed to bring out fruity flavors and enhance those a little bit. The alcohol tolerance is not quite as high as that EC1118, so if you just want a nice mellow drink, which is what we're aiming for on this. Also, we're going to use an actual jug as a fermenter. You can get these on Amazon. You can actually get the jug and the airlock for 12 bucks on Amazon from Ohio Homebrew. I think that's a fairly good deal. Or if you still want to continue using the balloons, you could order 4 of these for $28, and they come with the plastic screw-on tops. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put a link to those down in the description. However, I'm going to tell you right now, I went to the local homebrew store. Well, it's not local for me, it's 3 hours away. Went to the homebrew store, I got a case of 4 of these for 20 bucks, so 5 bucks a pop. And then the airlocks, I think I buy packs of those for like 3 packs for like 6 bucks. So when you start buying them in bulk, you actually get a better deal. So this is an airlock. We're going to use this today. How this works is you fill this up with water to this line so that it has this portion is full of water. And what happens is as the air bubbles come over here, they push the water this direction until the air bubble comes up, and then all that water settles back this way. That keeps anything from the outside from coming in. I've had fruit flies get in here, they get stuck in the water, so they don't get in your mead. None of the bacteria, airborne bacteria or yeast are going to get in your mead. We've got our funnel, that's for transferring our fluids around. Here's the sanitizer that we're using. Now when you start using reusable, we've been using water jugs up to this point that we can just pitch out after we're done. They contained water when we bought them. They're food safe, but here we're going to use this glass jug. It has to be sanitized before you put your must in there. That way if there's any creepy crawlies in there, they don't beat your yeast to eating up all the nutrients in there and starve your yeast to death. Also, when you're reusing this graduated cylinder, this hydrometer, they need to be sanitized as well, and your airlock. Everything that's going to come in contact with your yeast, I'm sorry, with your must, is going to need to be sanitized, including your funnel. Now what I've done is I mixed it. Well, you can see I'm about halfway through this, but I mixed it up. I put it in a spray bottle. I wash everything like you would any other dish, and then I spray it down with the sanitizer, and then I rinse it. It's a no rinse sanitizer, but I rinse it anyway just to be safe. Now you got to be careful with this stuff because it's basically just like bleach. You don't want to get it on your clothes, you don't want to get it on any of your counter surfaces or anything, especially in its undiluted form. So, with all of that, let's jump into what we're doing tonight. Okay, so the first thing to do is take our sanitized funnel and pour our honey into our sanitized fermenter. Now this is quasi-scientifically measured out to be 2.5 pounds. If it's 2.4 or 2.7, it doesn't matter. It's not that big a deal. This is why we soaked it in hot water, so we can get as much of this out of here as we can. Now, as soon as this honey finishes draining out of this funnel, I've already heated some grape juice up here. So what we're going to do, we'll break that off. We'll let that drain just a couple more minutes. You can see there's still quite a bit coming out of there. Slow enough. So now, take our ladle. Oop. Okay, it propped on my leg there. I'm going to pour some of this hot grape juice in there. Should be plenty. And yes, the ladle is sanitized as well. Okay, so let's take this. Now we'll put our lid on here. The idea here is that the warm fluid dissolves the honey, and then we can pour it out into the fermenter. There we go. You see that bottle's pretty clear, minus the purple suds. Okay. Now, we're going to move this into the sink. That way if we do spill, it's not a state emergency. All right. Let's pour that right in there. There she goes. Now, my sanitized cork that I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video. Drop that in there. Go ahead and place a cork in there, and you can shake the whole jug. You see all that honey on the bottom. This is just like all the other ones we've done. Shake it up until you have no residual honey. Paper towel. Set that there. Put my funnel back. Now you don't want to use these fruit juice jugs as fermenters because the fruit juice companies have pulled a slick one. And now what you used to buy as a gallon of grape juice or a gallon of apple juice is actually 3/4 of a gallon. If you look at the bottle this way, it seems like it's really big, but they've slimmed them up. They're actually 3/4 now instead of 4. So they won't work for a 1 gallon batch. So, here we go. You gotta be careful not to push that cork too far down in there. It's actually called a bung, B-U-N-G. Okay. Let the pressure off. Be careful we don't shoot it across the room. There we go. I'm going to shake it some more. That should be good. Okay, so while that's, I want the foam to go down so that I can take a hydrometer reading. Get this out of the way. Okay, so while I'm waiting for my must to defoam, I'm going to go ahead and fill up the airlock. Now you see there's 2 lines there. What we have to do, I like to use this water because it doesn't have any chlorine in it. That way, if it, for some reason, somehow it gets backwashed into your must, you don't have a bunch of chlorine in your must. Okay, so I'm pretty close, but I'm a little over. So we're just going to pour a little bit out. There we go, right on the lines. And then you put your cap back on. And this will go right into the top of your fermenter when you're ready. So get this out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to cover it with the airlock. But right now, it's too warm to pitch the yeast. So we're going to let it set and get up to room temperature. Alright guys, it's been a couple hours and our must has cooled down to room temperature, and it's time to go ahead and pitch the yeast. Remember, we're using the Lalvin D47 yeast. Go ahead and take this airlock off. You want to do it gently so you don't suck the water back through and into your must. I'm going to go ahead and just dry pitch it. Oh, I see there, this is, I've got a chip in the bottle there. Okay though, still holds mead. Here. Now remember, we sanitize this, and I might have to sanitize it again after I do this. I just want to move that yeast all through there so it's not all clumped together. Set it down easy on Mama's table there. Alright. Pull that off of there. Plug her in and be real careful doing this. There we go. Okay, and then one other thing you're going to want to do, I'm sure I've mentioned in other videos, is you're going to want to label it. It doesn't matter what you label it as long as you know what it is, and that way you take notes on the recipes you make, what yeast you use, all that good stuff. You can track what works and what doesn't, what you like, what you don't like, and recreate those recipes. You actually go back and say, ooh, okay, you know, I'm drinking number 30, which is what I'm labeling this one. This is my 30th batch for the year. I really like number 30, so I want to redo that recipe. And you have it. You have it because you took your notes. You know what yeast you use, you know what products you use to make it. Done deal. Anyway, with all that said, if you found any part of this video entertaining or helpful in any way, give me a thumbs up and let me know I'm doing all right. And if you'd like to see more videos like this one, or come back and find out how this worked out, hit that subscribe button so you'll know when the new videos come out. Thanks for stopping in.